'Cause we're differently abled, differently.
COVID-19 pandemic has necessitated the need for change for survival. While some activities have been completely brought to a halt, others have been modified as they are necessary. Every year, Northern Nomadic Disability Organization has had activities lined up as a way of creating disability awareness in the pastoralist community. This year is no different, only that they have had to make a few adjustments in adherence to the laid down COVID-19 measures.
We have a flagship event called the Desert Weavers. The Desert Weavers started in 2012 in Isiolo County. Then it was only Isiolo County which participated. Over the years, the race has been growing, and last year it was almost 23 counties which participated. So these Desert Weavers mostly is to influence, as I said, the Desert Weavers has build-up activities. The build-up activities are conference and the fashion show. The conference is the build-up activity of the Desert Weavers, which brings together the stakeholders from different entities, like government agencies, development agencies, private sector, religious leaders, and among others. Yeah. For the fashion show is modeling for girls with disabilities. The driving force behind this fashion show is to create visibility and awareness and highlight challenges faced by women and girls with disabilities, especially from pastoralist communities.
This year's theme has emphasis on education for learners with disability.
As much as we're advocating for inclusive education, we're seeing some counties like Mandera, they don't even have a school for any school that caters for disability. Most of the children just remain at home just because there isn't access to schools.
In the marginalized communities, formal education as a whole remains a big challenge, with girls lagging behind. Children with disability are more disadvantaged as they require more than just a class to learn from.
Where we are working is pastoralist communities. This is the area which is so much marginalized. We know in Kenya there's just too much stigma around disability, and challenge is to bring stakeholders together to talk to them about disability. It's not an attractive issue for many people, you know. In pastoralist communities, education is not that important. First of all, children, just all children are labor assets. They are the ones who take care of goats, they are the ones who take care of sheep. So mostly they are labor assets, but children with disabilities, the community sees them as a burden, because this community is a moving community. They move from one place to another looking for pasture, looking for water, and they have to carry this person who has disability around with them. To them, this person is a burden, this child is a burden, you know.
It is the hope of Northern Nomadic Disability Organization that with the involvement of key stakeholders in the activities, the narrative will soon change, however gradually, but for the best.
We want women with disabilities also to be represented well. You see, most of the times is other people talking on our issues. You find that people are talking about women with disabilities who are not even there. I mean, it doesn't mean that women with disabilities are nowhere. It doesn't mean that they cannot represent themselves. But people decided that they are going to take on their behalves. And you see, only the wearer of the shoe knows where it pinches the most. So you cannot, people cannot say that they are going to represent women with disabilities and represent them well. You know, it's only me who knows where I can say what is it that I need. And we are hoping that by continuing, of course, we have a lot of work to do. We know we have a lot of work to do, but these are baby steps that are going to achieve bigger agenda in future. We are hoping that disability in this country will be normalized like any other thing. Like the way you describe a person, a short person, a tall person, a brown person, disability is going to be described like that with no issues, without having to stare too much, without having to discriminate because of disability, Ours is hopefully to normalize disability in this country and to push for disability agendas into the policies and remove all the barriers that disabled peoples are facing in this country. Because we believe that impairments are not disabilities. Disabilities are the barriers put across by the society. And we are hoping that someday soon, these barriers are going to be removed.
'Cause we're differently